Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our team call, to Team Empowered tonight. We're so excited that you're here with us and that we get to talk some more about like pages and just where everybody's at. So, Al, is there anything that you want to talk about first or say?
Court of Force is coming out. You mean as far as announcements?
Yeah, just anything you have to say.
Court of Force coming out, and I believe next Monday is the day that it's on demand again, right?
The 24th. So whatever
I think that's next Monday.
whatever week that is.
Yeah, I think that's the only
Yeah, next Monday. Okay, cool. And everybody needs to get signed up for Team Spirit. We are Team Grit. If you want to join us, I believe that closes at the end of October, Al, on the 31st, so the last day they can sign up for that.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
So the link is in the team page, Team Empower. So sign up. Okay, so tonight we wanted to go over like pages. Last week we talked about how to increase your engagement. And so tonight we wanted to just take a look at your like pages, give you some critiques, let you see like what we see, some good things that you're doing and some areas that you can improve on. So I am going to share my screen with you. I can remember how to do it. Hold on. Oh, right here at this green button. And we'll start with, let's start with Lacey. Is she on here? Lacey's not on here yet. So let's start with Ruby. Ruby, what is your like page called? I can't remember. Oh, dang it. Hold on. Unmute audio. Where did she go? Are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, but I can't see you. What did I do? Hold on. Don't know what I did. What's your like page called again?
I don't have a like page.
Or your
Yeah, I only have the personal page.
Is Ruby. Oh, Ruby.
Wow.
Okay. Hold on. I don't know why I can't see you. Can you see us?
Yeah, I can see you.
Allie, can you see her?
No, I can't see her, but I can see the screen you're sharing. So
Okay. Anyway, we'll just keep going. I don't know why I can't see you. Okay, so let's start with Ruby. Al.
okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I love your profile picture. I think that's really good. It's really up close, your eyes and your face, which is really super good, and it's a really good picture of you.
Thank you.
Your cover photo, I think your cover photo is good. And I like the quote.
Hi, Pete.
Hi. Yeah, I would say your cover photo is good. Let me see here. I can't really.
Oh, sorry. I need to scroll through for you. I forget. Hold on.
I like trying to scroll with my own. It's funny.
Okay, hold on. I forgot. Okay.
Okay.
Should I press screen sharing so you can see me?
What?
Should I press share screen so you can see me or no?
Right now we're looking at Lacey's
Oh,
sharing her screen so we can see your page.
Oh, okay.
As we critique. I'm not sure. It's just your little picture on your Oh, there you are.
Okay,
See
cool.
me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So I like how go up a little bit, Lace. I like how on your intro how you don't have Beachbody Coach there.
I removed it because you guys said to remove it.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like everything you have there. Your photos is this the section where you have featured photos? Or are those just your photos? Are the featured photos below, Lace?
No, the below are friends. So these would be featured photos because if it was photo, she would have.
Yeah.
Are these the photos you picked right there, Ruby?
Where?
Right here.
Yeah, these are the photos that I take. They just put them there. Like anytime I post a photo in my timeline.
Okay. So those must not be your
Yeah.
you have an option to have
Yeah.
photos where it's whatever like 5 pictures that you pick that can go
Papa.
you don't have to do that, but that's just an option that's available. I do that on mine, so I think I chose 5 pictures to always be there. Again, you don't have to do that. That's just an option for you. Let's look at her. Scroll back up so I can see the posts. So let's just go. I want to just scroll through quickly, Lace, and just look briefly. So the first one was kale. Second one is
Dinner.
about kale. Second one's dinner, which looks really good.
Totally.
Like I want that. Okay, and then about essential oils, good. More food, good. That
A
looks
lot of food.
profile picture, good. Cover photo. Then something fun. Something fun. Those are fun things.
I was playing today in the morning, so.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Okay, I love it. I would say my first tip would be that I want to see more of you. I like the tips that you have. I love the food pictures and the tips of kale, but I need to make sure that I can get to know you through your page. So I want to.
Are you gonna call?
Did you cut out?
Rose?
So I think what she was saying, unless she pops back, is that your page is the opportunity for us to get to know you. And so you can do that through your photos. I'll let her talk more about pictures.
See you, and I want to hear. Can you hear me?
There you go. You were frozen for a minute. Go ahead.
Oh, can you hear me?
I can now. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know if that's the internet or not. But anyway, yeah, just what I was saying is that I feel like you're offering valuable content as far as your food pictures and your information like you had up there about kale. But I also want to make sure that I know you as a person. So I would, some advice I gave to Kendra the other day is to, for one day, carry around like a piece of paper or notebook, and whatever emotion you're feeling that day, write it down, and then write down what's happening when you're feeling that emotion. And that's something you can always tie a post around, even if it's super simple, like at night if you're feeling like so ready for your kids to go to bed, or that moment when you look at your daughter and you're just so filled with like happiness and joy, even if she's doing something simple like she colored you a picture, or like, I don't know, any emotion that you feel at all. Just that, I feel like that's a good tool, and those are good ways to craft posts are around emotion that other people can relate to. And that's a good way for people to get to know who you are. And
When
breadcrumbs.
would be the best time to post something like that?
What?
When would be the best time to post a post like that?
Yeah, so we usually, what we found is we do like those deeper posts in the morning, because usually that's when people are either scrolling while they're in bed. In the morning, I say we usually like post around 6:45 to 7. And then midday is when we post just something like funny, or because people are in the middle of the day, people are either like checking Facebook at a stoplight, or when they're waiting in the pickup line at school, they're not really going to be reading in-depth posts. And so we do in-depth posts either in the morning around 7 or at night around 8:30 or 9. And then our daily posts are usually just either quick tips or something funny or something like that. But yeah, the posts, and that doesn't mean you can't post those get to know you posts throughout the day, because I've done that. I mean, I've done that too.
Should I be doing that every day?
That's totally up to you. They don't have to be like, I don't want you to overcomplicate it. They don't have to be hard or I
Can you
don't.
give me an example, like?
Here, I'll show you our page,
Okay.
and it will kind of give you an idea.
Sophie, can you please stop? Sophie.
Okay, so for example, let's just go back to today.
This is your like page, right?
This is our like page, yeah, which we run the same as our personal profile page. So like this morning, well, here, hold on. I'm gonna go back 2 days so you can see.
Wow, that's a big shake.
What?
I said that's a big shake.
Oh, I make mine really huge all the time. Okay, so going back for 2 days so you can see the pattern. So this was yesterday morning. This was all about Allie's like before and after, about how she felt before she went through a challenge group, how she feels now, why she does what she does. And then an invite along with that to a challenge group. So, and that was at 5:45 a.m. Then at 9 a.m.
Yeah, I wanted to say really quick with that post.
Yeah.
That I mean, it is an invite to a challenge group. Go up a little bit, Lace.
Mm-hmm.
It is an invite to a challenge group, but it's also explaining my why. Like I briefly do an invite to the challenge group at the very end. The rest of it is about my why, like why I'm doing what I do. It's not just join my challenge group, which we have those too, which you'll see in just a minute. The post that we boosted it into, we got a lot of traction.
But let me ask you something. Every time you post something about yourself, do you have to invite to a challenge group? Because I feel like sometimes it's a little bit too much. Like,
No.
I don't want to be like every time I post something, I have to be inviting people. You know what I mean?
No, we like never do. We're just right now. This is the week where we are inviting people to challenge groups because we're starting on Monday, and
Okay.
so then we'll have 2 or 3 posts where at the end we're inviting. Other than that, we don't usually invite people to our groups. I mean, other than personally, you know what I mean, like in personal messages. But on Facebook, like here's another one. This is another post that we did.
This was the very first time this month that we have had an official invite. There's been a handful of them at the end that we've like said, this is why we're doing what we're doing. If you're interested in learning more, message us. But this is the first time we specifically have talked about a challenge group or an invite. And that was October 18th. So that was what, Thursday morning, whatever day that was. I don't know what day it was. And then there were some posts in the middle of the day about Allie was talking about being at Chipotle with her husband and having fun and going to Costco. Then she talked about weaning her baby. So these are like midday posts. These are ones that are like easy to read. People can relate to them. But there's still a feeling behind it. It's not just, Allie didn't just say, okay, here's cabbage. This is what I'm using to wean the baby. But it's, you know, just a way to go green while weaning. Hit like if you understand. So it's going to connect to those moms and people. So there's 365 likes. So there's a lot of people that are like, yes, I totally get that. And so she's still adding value through humor and recollection and connection.
But
I
will
go ahead, Al.
had a post about weaning before this. So everybody on my page knows I'm struggling right now with weaning my daughter. And so I think if I just would have said that without any sort of background, I wouldn't have got as good of a response as it did. It's just that everybody, that's a perfect example of how you can share simple parts of your life. Like I shared that I was struggling emotionally with weaning my daughter, and it brought in so like way more than I was expecting. A lot of people commenting about how hard it was, difficult for them, and that's just a way for me to connect with my audience. And that's just, you can do that with anything, you know, anything that you happen to be going through. That just happened to be something I was going through. And so yeah, that posted really well, but I think it's because of a few posts before that where I talked about my struggle with weaning my daughter. So anyway, keep going, Lace.
So then still in the middle of the day, we posted about teaching your first grader to read and how frustrating that is. But once again, it wasn't just posts like putting this up and saying, oh, I'm doing this, or it's anyone else working on teaching their little one to read. Yep, would rather poke my eye out with a fork, you. And so it's still expressing your emotion, still expressing what's going on well, along with humor, and then also asking people, like, are you there too?
Yeah.
And then, so then this was the next morning. So we're back to where we started. This was the next morning, Allie sharing her why with a short invite at the end. That's only the second time that we've invited on our page to a challenge group. And then we found that we can still do a thinker post if it's before 9 a.m., but that's just us. It's been total trial and error. And so it might be different for you. So I talked more about like being busy and slowing down. And then we went into, middle of the day. It's more of like a funny thing, more of a connection thing about washing and drying your clothes, something that people can relate to. Sharing a little tip about something I found at Costco. But the thing that I think is super important that you remember is that it's not just the pictures that you're going to share, but it's sharing about it. So right here, I shared about why I liked these sweet potatoes, why I stopped and picked them up. And it's because I hate peeling and chopping vegetables. And so it's sharing part of you so people can get to know you. So maybe you picked it up because you like sweet potatoes, and so you share why. For me, it's because I don't like chopping them. And so people can learn about who you are in the content that you post right here with your picture. And so that's the goal of your posts. So then this morning, our early morning post this morning, it was 6 a.m. I talked about Shakeology. It was a thinker post. It was a sharing post kind of a thing. That's usually when you're going to have your best audience is in the early morning for us anyway.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I realized that every time I share a picture with Shakeology, for some reason, like either nobody responds or like I don't know if Facebook like pushes it down or something because it has Shakeology in it. Do you think does that happen to you?
Well, our
I guess
Shakeology posts they don't do amazing either. Shakeology posts and like talking about coaching, usually you're not going to get a whole lot of likes on it. I mean, we only got 2 comments and 14 likes. So it's
always like that.
It's super low. But they're necessary posts. It's important that people see what you're doing. So it's not something we do every day. It's not we don't talk about coaching every single day. We don't talk about Shakeology every single day. But it's still planting those seeds, and so people can see that that's what you're doing. So that's what, when it comes down to, it's important to emotionally disconnect from your posts, because you have to go into it knowing you're probably not going to get a huge response from it, but people will still see that you're staying consistent with it.
I was just wondering because it happened a couple of times.
Yeah, pretty normal. So then once again, in the middle of the day, more of celebrating your victory, talked about chocolate, talked about putting on our pajamas when I come home. So that's more of kind of our our pattern is a thinker, and then in the middle of the day, it's more fun, adding value, kind of sharing little bits and pieces about who you are, but it's more of a lighthearted thing. And then later in the evening, you can do another, deeper thinker, take time to read kind of a post. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
But just coming off of your page, Ruby, when we talk about we want to get to know you through your page, the whole reason we came to this page is just to show you that through our posts, we always share little portions of ourselves, like we're weaning, or Lacey hates chopping vegetables, or she loves putting her pajamas on as soon as she gets home. They sound like stupid and silly things, and they are, and that's why people like it, because they realize that they do those things too. And so it's important through
Look at it.
know who you are, just like you would have done before Beachbody. Like before you Beachbody, you would still be posting about your kids or just your life, and so you want to make sure you're still incorporating that as well. The rest of your content, I feel, is good. There's nothing that I feel like you aren't, the posts that you do have, I don't feel like you should.
Oh my gosh. You okay? Okay. Go down. I'm sorry. She almost fell. Okay.
Awesome. All right. Should we move to Lacey's page?
Yeah.
Okay. Lacey, are you there? Okay. Let's see.
Lacey, I love your pictures. They're so cute.
Thank you.
Adorable. So fun to go do those.
Okay, here we go. And Kate, first of all, like right out of the gate, totally love your profile picture. I love that you can see your face, you know who you are. You're super kind and inviting. Your cover photo, we've talked about that. Have you decided who you're going to go with to do it?
I sent a message to that guy. I can't remember what it's called. It was the one that you put in the
Oh,
message.
French.
It starts with the F. Yeah, French.
Uh-huh.
I sent him a message.
Nice.
Does he have like a website or is it just a Facebook page?
It was just
Facebook.
Facebook. Yeah.
Okay. I sent him a message and I'm waiting to hear back. So
Awesome. That's so cool. I'm so excited to see what he comes up with for your pictures because they're so awesome. Okay. So first of all, or not first of all, I've already talked. Second of all, I think it's super cool that you have like these events coming up, that you have scheduled events that you're telling people about what you're doing, so that they can participate. I think that that's awesome. We totally need to do that more than we do. Do you feel like you've gotten a pretty good response with creating an event?
yeah, that's where I've gotten a lot of people. So everybody that clicked like interested or going, I sent them a message today and I said, I saw that you had, you were interested in the group. What is it that like brought your attention to it? What are your goals what would you be looking to get out of a group like this in November so I can kind of see where they're at? And then I've gotten a few people that responded and then kind of moving them forward to see if I can find a good program for them.
That's awesome. So cool. Love that. Love it. Love it.
Cute. Trim more than turkey. That's funny. I like that.
I'm a nerd. It's just going to come out like.
I love it. It's so cool. Okay, so let's see. So your posts, I love like your before and after. I love that you have, it's not a short-term diet, it's a lifestyle change. That it's not just a picture, but that there's a caption on it that pulls your interest in. I love that you do share your story. We have talked, and I know like you've already heard me say this, and I know that you're a long talker, like that you like to share lots of information. So I think that these type of posts are super important to like share your story and where you're at, but it's also hard to keep people like on it and focused. I think that this is a great picture to pull them in to focus with that. But I would consider like breaking up your posts into smaller, more frequent ones, kind of like we've chatted about before. But you're really good with being consistent with your posts and with your content. I really totally love that. I like that you have your name on here so people know where to find you. And I like that we can see your face, that we like know who you are.
I feel like through your page, the short, like those few things that we just came across, like I know who you are, I know what you look like. And I think that's important, that as soon as you pop on, that you see someone quick enough that you would be able to recognize them. So I like that I'm seeing your face so much.
Totally. And I like too that so like how we've been learning in that training that it's important still to share other people's posts. I like that you found some to share. Hi, Macy girl. That are beneficial for your followers, for your people. It gives them good information. So, and I like that you're sharing more than just your story, but that you're also sharing things that are helping you, where they can get them. I totally watched this video and like sat here and laughed to myself. Have you guys seen this one? Watch, he eats it.
This is awful. I was like,
oh goodness. Okay. And I love that you're doing video too. Video is huge. Super, super, super important right now. In Facebook is video. So I think that that's great that you're really capitalizing on that as well. So
maybe better lighting somewhere. This is the only place I have good lighting, and I need you here, Lacey.
Well, and it's funny too, because I was actually just watching some of that training before I got on here, and he was talking about using videos for your ads. And so what he wants you to do is make 10, like 20 to 40-second videos. And he's like, they don't need to be anything special, super short. They don't need to be perfect. He said to do them landscape instead of horizontal, so to do them landscape. And then and I haven't gotten to this point of the training yet, but then he'll take us through how to find the right ones to then use for ads. And so, so the more videos that you can do, and he said workout videos work the best. So the more videos that you can do, the better. And then you can then later on use them as posts as well. So don't worry about like what it looks like behind you, because that doesn't matter. I think your lighting looks awesome. You're in a great spot. You're doing your videos. So I think that that's fantastic. That's awesome. Keep doing it. So yeah, I think ultimately it looks really great. I like that you've been consistent. I like that you've given good tips, that you've really helped people reach their goals. So Al, do you have anything else to say?
Is Nora the only thing I would say, and I'm gonna have to go back on and scroll. I love that you put like that post right there that's on there where you tell about you. I love that. And I think that's important to do as you get new followers, like every, I don't know, depending how fast you're growing, but continue to do that so people know who you are. And maybe Lacey made reference to, maybe she talked to you about this, but I would love to, other than that post, I would love to know who you are more. So so you could even take that post that you wrote and then have just one post about that one section, or like the one post that you did about your DUI. Okay, I love that so much. And I'm not saying every post has to be about something that you regret in the past or anything like that, but I would love to know more about like your quirks, or you said you're a nerd. Okay, well, what makes you a nerd? Because people love nerds. I mean, let's get real. We all think we're funny, and and so something that you might think is nerdy or funny, I would make a post about that. Something that will draw me to not just what you know as a personal trainer, but draw me to you as a person. Does that make sense? I love the content that you have, and I love the way you're putting it together. I think there's nothing I don't like, seriously. And I love the captions you're putting on your pictures. I feel like it's all really, really good, for sure.
Thank you.
And I think connection with that, kind of like your Killing the Flies post, like that's what Allie's talking about. Like the quirks, the funny, the everyday that people are like, she's awesome, or I totally would do that kind of stuff.
Or, you know how sometimes you just follow people and you're like, oh, I know I'd be her friend. It's not because of like things that she knows about, I don't know, whatever her page is about, but it's about the little things that you're like, oh, I do that too. Like, we'd be such good friends.
Okay.
Those things. And maybe you have that in there too sometime. I just haven't spent some time on some more time on your page, but
I've just now been getting a little bit more consistent with, because I was just doing like one post every day, and now I'm trying to do a few each day. So I'm trying to just build my stuff. So
that's awesome, because it can get overwhelming. Totally, like I know that for sure when you start to post more. Really great.
So like in the very beginning, that first picture where it has like my before and after, I have that as like a pinned post. So like people that come to my page, that's the very first thing that they see. I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
I think that's a great idea.
I do too.
Okay.
We should do that, Lee.
I know.
Yeah, just so people right off the bat, when they come, they know who you are and they can read about you. I think.
Yeah. I wanted people to see like it's been a lot of work. That it wasn't like I was out of the womb this way or something.
Right. In fact, when I did my before and afters, I had someone message me and say, thank you for showing it a before picture, because I thought you just were always how you are now. And in my mind, I'm like, because I feel like I post those things all the time.
Yeah.
But people just either they don't see the post or whatever. And so I think it's awesome to have that pin post there. And that was just another testament to me that like, oh, people, I'm not posting the same thing every time, even though I feel like I am. Not everybody's seeing what I'm posting.
Yeah.
So
Well, and something too, just to be said for the people that are watching this, that are just starting their like pages, and something that Lacey just learned that I didn't know about actually is when you're creating your like page, it doesn't matter what kind of page it is or what you say that you are, as long as it's not a local business, right, Lacey?
Yeah.
Don't have it be a local business, because if it's a local business, you're only going to advertise to the people that are around you. You won't be able to have a further reach. So make sure. Lacey had to change that. She was like, I don't know why I'm not getting like these people, what's going on? So she changed it, and now she has a further reach and more people coming to her page that aren't just in her town. So don't be a local business. So.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. That was the only thing he said. It's like, nothing else matters except local business. I was like, oh. And then right away, I started seeing a little bit more feedback and more people were seeing my stuff. And I was like, okay.
yeah, that makes sense.
Definitely. Okay, cool. All right, Heather asked us to look at hers, so she's not on here, but we'll look at her page real quick for her too, so we can see if we can share anything else with you guys.
Has great thinker posts. I love whenever she's someone that when she posts, I'll usually read it because I love her. She has great thinker posts. I feel
Totally. So for Heather, I love her cover photo. I love that, or her profile picture. We can see who she is. I would change up the cover photo because this doesn't tell me about her. I want to know who she is, what this page is about. If I was coming here and I didn't know her, I wouldn't know what the page was about. So I would change that to kind of depict more of who she is and what the page is about. Let's see. I love that she has text on her picture so that it's not just another picture that gets lost in the Facebook scroll. I personally stop on pictures that have text rather than just a random picture. So I do appreciate the text. I would maybe do an outline so it would pop off of there a little bit more so we could see it. But I do like that she talks about not just, okay, this is how I make my pancakes, done, but that she uses this as an opportunity to share herself about who she is, that she likes pancakes with syrup because, who doesn't? So I like that. I like her wonky feet video because if you've tried wonky feet, you know how dang hard it is. So I like that it's different. I like that it's not just, your everyday video, but it's a fun one that would make me stop. Let's see, talks about an inbox full of messages and how this number right here doesn't bother her. It makes me bananas to have a huge number. That's totally Allie. She has this humongous number and I'm like, but I can't deal. But I love that she totally just talks this, shares once again about who she is. I like that. Let's see. I like that her name is on this picture. I think would have rather have seen her face in the picture. However, it is still an interesting one. I like that she created it, and I like that it has her name on it, and that she uses the chance to talk about overcoming. Once again, I like that we see her face and that we see that she's working out, that's what, kind of what she does. And then she also shares about preschool because she's also a preschool teacher. So those are all things that I totally love. I know her content is good because like Allie said, she's one of the ones that I'll stop and read because I know I enjoy her content because she shares herself. I know that she did mention that she hasn't been posting as frequently, and I can see just with the dates, this is on the 9th and this was on the 7th. So I can see that there's been lapse. So that's probably the only critique or thing that I would suggest or encourage her to do is to post more frequently, because that will get your posts into people's feeds more frequently by having your post there, having people comment on it, and you respond back. So you can continue to push that out into other people's feeds. So that is what I would suggest. Al, do you have any other thoughts?
on her page specifically, or in general?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so, other than more frequently. I do love the way she puts her captions together. That it's not just one huge long paragraph. I like the way she breaks it up and makes it easier to read for
Mhm.
me. Yeah, I think everything you said, I totally agree with. So.
Yeah. And I think going along with what Allie said, and I think that I should mention this to Lacey before, but I should mention it too. It is easier on the reader's eyes to have shorter captions. Even if doesn't make sense that it's a complete paragraph or a complete sentence, that's okay. It's easier for your eyes to read if it's broken up. Whereas if this was one big solid bit of text, people wouldn't stop and read it. So the more often you can hit enter in between your sentences, the better off your reader's eye is. And so I know with Lacey, she likes to write paragraphs. She's a writer. And that's kind of her style. But I would encourage people to break up your posts, like your text, as much as you possibly can, just to keep your reader's eye on your post, to keep them with you. Okay. I'm going to go back to all of us. All right, Els, do you have anything else to say, or does anybody else have any questions, whether it's about like pages or not?
You're muted.
Hold on. Unmute. Ah, you lost her again. Sorry, Ruby, I lost you again. I sent you a little thing to turn your video. There we go. Okay.
I'm going to be creating a like page soon. And when I start posting on it, is it going to be treated as my personal page, or should I be posting the same stuff that I'm posting on my personal page? Or like what should I do? Because I never had a like page before.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time I will post the same content on both my pages. Sometimes I will vary the times. Like if I'll post something on my profile page, then a few hours later or the next day I'll post it on my like page. And it's fine to recycle content too later on, but mainly the only things I would post on my personal page that I don't post on my like page is I post more stuff about my kids on my personal page. And I do try to invite people from our like page to my profile page, because I want people to get to know me as me with my kids and stuff like that. But I don't try to posting about my kids. I feel like is important because it relates to moms, but I know people don't love my kids like I do. So I don't post about them all the time, because people do, you don't want to know about other people's kids. You don't really know. You don't want to see them all the time.
I think, hold on, going along with that though, at the same time, Allie's really good at posting about her kids on our page in a way that will still add value. So she posted about Nora not too long ago and about what she learned being pregnant with her and being in pain, and that kind of thing. So rather than just posting, this is what happened and I'm so proud of my baby, which you can do on your own personal profile page. But when you take it to your like page, you can still post about your kids. Like today, oh no, I haven't posted it yet. I'm going to be posting about Indy cutting her hair on our like page, but in a way that talks more about motherhood rather than her specifically. So I think it's still important to share your kids or your life or what you do. But you might share it differently on your like page versus your profile page, if that makes sense. Because you don't want your like page to just be fitness or just be food. Or, it's important to still put those aspects of your life in, but it's usually better to do it rather than my kids started first grade, more of like, okay, so this is what I've learned, or this is what's happened. This is how I've developed or evolved, or something along those lines to add value to people, to make them want to read it, not just my kids started first grade kind of a thing.
So what would be the difference between the two? Like why people make like pages?
So like pages would be so you can pay for ads. That's like the main thing for like pages, so you can reach more people. You can't reach as many people with your own profile page because you can't run an ad. You're not going to be drawing people to your page, your profile page. Whereas with a like page, you can pay to get more people. And so that's the big advantage there, is that you start getting people coming to you. But you have to be ready for a like page. You know, it's a commitment. Like once you do a like page, you have to be ready. I mean, if you want to see success with it, you have to be posting regularly, and you have got to be paying for ads. I'm like, you really do. In order to see success on your like page, you have to start paying for ads. If you're not ready for that, that's fine. And you can still have a like page and get in the habit of posting and stuff like that. But from everything we've seen and heard, and experienced on our own page, you have to start paying for ads. But
People come to you automatically to your like page?
if you have a good ad, yeah, we get people every day, new people every day with our ad. And the training that we're in, that's the one reason we purchased the training, was because of that. Like, they teach you, first how to add value, which is the main thing Lacey and I try to get across to all of you, is that you have to add value to your page if you want people to not be so turned off by the company that you're posting about. And, just because we want to be good people and help people. But they also this training tells you how to run successful ads, which is important. I think we're paying 15 cents per like, which is great in the ad world. And in the training we're in, they say that you can get it down to 5 or 6 cents per like, is a big deal. I know at one time Kendra, hers were up to $1.50 per like. So she turned her ads off. We're not Facebook experts, which is another reason why we're doing this training, because we need someone to tell us, okay, how to run a successful ad. Because the goal really is to get people to come to you, right? You want to offer the value and then have people just there to take it. You want people just to come to you. And that's where Lacey and I are now with our page, but it took a lot of trial and error, a lot of failing our way forward in order to realize what our audience wanted us to post, how to run a good Facebook ad, those sort of things. So this training, I feel is super helpful, and I wish we would have had it when we started our page. So, yeah.
Well, and technically, so the difference between finding people with your like page versus your profile page is, with your like page, you have to go find friends. Whereas with your like page, those friends that are targeted specifically to the audience that you ask Facebook to find you will come to you. And according to Facebook's terms and agreements, you cannot run a business from your personal profile page. So as you continue to get bigger, you have to have a like page if you want to run a business, or else Facebook can technically shut you down. And when they shut you down, you kind of lose everything. So you don't want to do that. So that's why it's important to move to a like page, is so you can, so you can have followers come to you that are specifically targeted to you, but also so you can keep your business. So those are both.
Okay.
So I tell people not to stop your profile page. Don't stop working your profile page. There's a lot of people who just shoot right on over to a like page because they don't want to bug their friends and families with their business. But if you're doing this the right way, you're not bugging them with your business, because you're just sharing you and your journey, and you're offering value. So one reason I push people to my personal page is so people can really get to know me, get to know my heart, what my beliefs, standards, morals are, and trials, struggles with motherhood, whatever. And then I try to push people from my profile page over to my like page, so they can see, hey, I'm running groups every month. I can offer support, and I can, funny things, I don't know, and value a different way. I just push people both ways is what I do. So, but I definitely encourage you not to stop working your profile page when you start your like page.
So you can be working both of them at the same time, doing the same thing.
Yeah, you can definitely post the same things. I would wait a few hours. I wouldn't post the same post at the same time, because if you have people following both accounts, you don't want them to see the same thing twice. And if they do, that's fine. If they don't want to see both things at the same time, they can just follow one of you. That's fine too. That's fine
And
too.
most likely they're not going to even notice. They're going to think that they just kept scrolling and they won't even notice. So, cool.
One of the
Sorry. One of the things that I'm kind of seeing is that, like what you were saying with the text on the photos, that like in order to get people to stop scrolling, I like how some of your posters say stop the scroll, but like people do, they're just flipping right through. They don't have time, or they don't take the time. They're scrolling Facebook, they have time, but they don't take the time to stop and like look at anything. Even some of my videos are like, oh, we just don't have time to watch the videos, and I'm like, so to me, it's kind of weird that Facebook's going like so video, and so many people don't take the time to watch them. But there was something I was gonna say. Oh, the ads. So when I did, because I had that event page, and then I boosted my event, that's where I got all of the interest from it. Because I'd posted it on my personal page and nobody had ever, until I boosted it. And I stopped it because I'm delaying it a week, so I'm going to pay next week to have it boosted again. But anyway, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But I'd like with this training, I'd like to make the ads more worthwhile, because, you know,
Mama.
paying for them, I'm
Mama.
gonna at least know what I'm doing, because I feel like I'm just kind of throwing something out there and I don't know if I'm getting it in return.
Totally. That's what all of Module 3 is about. I just started it today, and he has like a proven method for how to get an effective ad. So he'll totally walk through all of that for sure, because there's no reason to keep pouring money into something if it's not a beneficial thing for you. So yeah, absolutely.
Mama.
Sit down. I want you to fall again. Sit down.
All right. Well, that was fun. So, okay. Well, we will have our call again next Thursday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. In between there, if you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, ideas, anything, feel free to post it on the page. And if you have any questions about your like page or anything, feel free to post there or message us, and we're happy to help you. So have a fantastic night, guys, and thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Good night.
Bye.